They need to bring in different types of music. There's a lot of different types of music out there that aren't really advertised. And I think the radio sticks to a certain bias of music.
Radio's definitely got a problem.
How much the radio sucks.
You hear the same tunes over and over again.
Yeah, I'm not too impressed with New York City radio. It's a little bit cheesy, you know.
They play the same fucking songs over and over again. It's like the DJ only has the CD with 10 songs that he's allowed to play. And it's not like it's been happening recently. This has been happening for years.
What the fuck?
The radio, the former lifeline of new talented musicians who wanted their music heard on a national, or at the very least local level. The radio has changed quite a bit since its birth in 1895, however, going from a resource for millions of people to hear new amazing music to an advertising conduit that merely recycles uniform pop artists in the most mind-numbing and repetitive manner possible. It wasn't always like this, though. But if you want to find out how and why the radio reached this point, and who was responsible for it, then just keep watching. You see, before 1996, there was a cap on the number of radio stations that one corporation could legally own, which was about 40 to 45 nationwide, in order to ensure balance and fairness over the air. Which also means that most radio stations were independently owned, with DJs choosing what music gets played. Well, at least until 1996. Because after the Telecommunications Act of 1996, this removed the cap on the number of radio stations that any one corporation could own. This is also when one corporation in particular began the largest radio station shopping spree in the history of music. Clear Channel, a media corporation that started out as a car dealership, went from owning 43 radio stations total in 1995 to acquiring more than 1,200 radio stations today that span over 300 cities across the nation, and spending well over $30 billion to do so. Now, until 1996, no radio corporations whatsoever owned more than 65 radio stations, and to give all of you watching an idea of the sheer market dominance that Clear Channel possesses, this is well over 8 times the number of radio stations that media giant CBS Radio owns, which is also Clear Channel's nearest market competitor. This is also primarily why the radio has become so repetitive since the late 90s, because this complete market dominance by Clear Channel allows Clear Channel to institute uniform national playlists into their music database, instead of having to rely on local DJs to research and play the music. This is also the same reason why it's become a common occurrence to hear the same song on 2 different radio stations at once, because those 2 radio stations are most likely both owned by Clear Channel. This near monopoly in the music industry has also been very profitable for Clear Channel, as Clear Channel has increased their advertising revenue by 90% since 1996. Clear Channel's despotic dominance over the music industry isn't solely tied to the radio, though, as Clear Channel has purchased hundreds of music venues through the years and was actually the largest concert producer and entertainment promoter in the nation, until they created the concert promotion company Live Nation. Clear Channel has also been accused and sued over threatening artists and record labels with less plays over the radio, unless said artists or record labels sign promotion and performance contracts with Clear Channel-owned venues and promotion companies. What honestly disgusts me the most, however, about Clear Channel is the fact that they're so plainly a company that cares nothing about promoting meaningful, generation-defying music. And don't believe me. Believe Lori Mays, founder, former CEO, and current chairman of Clear Channel, who said in an interview with Fortune magazine, "If anyone said we were in the radio business, it wouldn't be someone from our company. We're not in the business of providing news and information. We're not in the business of providing well-researched music. We're simply in the business of selling our customers' products." And their means of music research reflects this mentality, as Clear Channel will research music by means of transporting behemoth 18-wheeled portable auditoriums to different locations, followed by herding as many people as they can into these auditoriums. Clear Channel music researchers will then play 30 to 60-second samples of various songs that they receive from the big 3 of the music industry. They then ask the people's opinions about the samples of music they just listened to, and Clear Channel then splits the opinions they receive from the focus groups into different demographics. And this is how the latest radio hit is chosen. Now this is where it's going to start to get a little weird. Because in case you haven't noticed, I enjoy making connections between the media and how the government so easily manipulates the media. And honestly, I thought I wasn't going to be able to make that connection this time. Until I dug a little deeper and discovered that in 2008, Clear Channel was purchased by two investment companies of Thomas H. Lee Partners and another investment company known as Bain Capital, which is an investment company that is co-founded by media-elected GOP presidential nominee Mitt Romney. Which makes more sense now, because Clear Channel is the main corporation that has nationally syndicated and broadcast Rush Limbaugh's and Dr. Laura's conservative radio talk shows. So there you have it. The radio sucks because it is ruled with an iron fist by Clear Channel. But what now? Where do you go from here in re-establishing fair and balanced radio? Well, in the words of Nelson Mandela, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. So if you want to help in any way in restoring the radio back to what it was, then please share, like, and favorite this video. And also, if you didn't know what I was talking about when I mentioned the big three of the music industry, then just click the video in the top right. And in case you guys and girls out there didn't know already, I also created the Underground Report, which is a web series in which I research and report on the most talented and radio-ignored underground hip-hop artists that you haven't heard of. So maybe together, we can do something to bring back the music.